afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Effing Racing Show, live on Twitch Sports. We are here today for the Formula E 2021 Rome E-Prix, day one of 2 races. My name is Jez. I'm joined, as always, by Reese1 and Duff Valley. Reese, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you, Jez. Hope you're all well watching as well.
I am indeed. Duff, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. Good to be doing some racing on a Saturday.
Hey.
Good to be doing some racing while the Formula 1 let us down with their massive break.
Yeah, definitely.
Jaeger doesn't know how he's got you. We just appeared on his screen. You see, Jaeger, that's called always
Twitch.
Wanted to watch us on Twitch.
It's called Twitch. And notifications. Well, at least we know that people got their notifications today.
That's true.
There's no excuse.
Sometimes not the most reliable of things, but it's worked today, so it's good.
There you go. Yeah. So this is new well, it's especially new for me. I've never even seen a Formula E race, but it's definitely new for the Effing Racing Show as well. What's your guys' history with Formula E? What do you know about it? Do you like it?
I've watched it sporadically. I watched it when it first. Yeah, I watched it when it first started, and I didn't really get into it, mainly because they had to change cars halfway through the race. The technology wasn't really what I thought it should be at the time.
That's what did it for me, I think. It was that early, halfway through, no matter what, jump in your second car because the battery technology just wasn't there. And it kind of takes you out of it a bit.
Yeah, definitely. And so now I think I'm ready to give it sort of another go. I think I can look at it that way. I've read up a lot about it the past week or so, which has been interesting. Lots changed since I first watched it, so I think it should be good.
Seems very interactive, or it used to anyway. It used to be really interactive, so that you can give, you can vote and give fan boosts to cars.
Yes.
So yeah, which I think is quite a cool little invention, and
it's like
Driver
very
of
the day real.
It seems very. If I was going to sum it up to petrol formula, I think it's very similar to Formula 2. It seems very smashy and it could be because we're also on mostly street circuits, so you're so limited with gaps on the track that one mistake and bang, plastic comes off.
I think because it is mainly street tracks, it's a lot more. It's like racing on Monaco every single week. It's kind of like that, isn't it? And I'm going to find a politically correct way to put this. I think the driver skill level is slightly lower than the top of Formula 1 as well. So, and also there's more cars. So more cars, tighter circuit means there's going to be more mishaps.
Be prepared for a lot of 90-degree turns. Being street circuits, there are so many 90-degree turns, and that's where you get a lot of the smashes because people are trying to undertake rather than overtake around a 90-degree turn, and bang.
Yeah, in fact, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's 9 90-degree turns on this Rome E-Prix circuit.
Nice.
Very nice. It should be very different. But, like I said, looking forward to it. Open mind and all that. So let's see how it goes.
So do you have any, any expectations, Jez, from Formula E, or do you know much about it at all?
No, I know pretty much near nothing about Formula E. The only knowledge I have of Formula E is that it's racing in the same vein as Formula 1, but it's all electric based rather than the jet fuel or whatever that they use in the Formula 1 cars. But I have seen a Formula E car when I was at MCM Comic Con a few years ago. They had at the XL in London, they had a Formula E car on display there, and it looked sexy. Whether or not it can go fast or not is another matter, but it definitely looked the part.
They squeal. They definitely squeal.
Yeah, this is the second generation of Formula E cars, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
When I was at the XL a couple of years ago, they had that car, the same one probably in reception, and they do look cool. They do look cool. I think they've got the similar kind of rims to what Formula 1 is moving to.
The 18. Yeah.
So there's a little preview of what the Formula One wheels will look like from next year, I believe. So that's something to look out for as well.
Another thing, if you are into your Formula One and motorsport, you will recognise a lot of names.
Yeah, some more than others. I mean, some of the people that jumped to your mind, I suppose, is Stoffel van Dorm, who drove for McLaren for a while. He's the Mercedes reserve driver as well. Although they didn't use him last year, did they? Luca Di Grassi, you'll remember he was in Formula One for a little while. Jean-Eric Verne, former Toro Rosso driver. Pascal Wehrlein, who was in the Mercedes protege. Sebastian Buemi was in Formula One for a little while.
Yeah, another Red Bull.
Yep, Alex Lynn, a British guy, was in the Renault driver academy. Just missed out on getting into Formula One, sadly, but probably would have been good. Antonio Felix da Costa is a former IndyCar driver as well. I don't know whether T. Blomqvist is any relation to the old Stig Blomqvist, possibly. Not sure.
Timo Blomqvist, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's any relation to the rally driver, potentially. Not sure.
Possibly.
And Oliver Turvey's another Brit in there as well. Came up through Formula 2. Again,
same with Sam. I think Sam Bird's actually won a Formula E championship.
Yes, I think he won two years ago, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's certainly been successful in terms of British drivers. Probably the most successful British driver. Listen, I know Felipe Massa's not in there today because he was in it last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Perhaps he's having a weekend off.
And a lot of slightly older Formula One drivers seem to have disappeared out of it as well.
Yes. Yeah, it certainly has. I mean, I think Massa was probably the most successful driver to ever come over to Formula E in terms of those who have achieved stuff in Formula One and other categories. I mean, let's not forget he was world champion for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Which is about as long as Mazepan lasted the last race. That's my line of the day. But I mean, there's lots of up-and-coming drivers in there as well, like you said, particularly some Brits to watch out for as well, so that's always a good thing. And,
a lot of manufacturers also in Formula E that we don't have in Formula One.
Yeah, Citroen, BMW.
Audi.
Obviously Mercedes are in Formula One. Jaguar,
yeah.
Do you think this has become... I mean, Formula One obviously historically has been famous for testing out things that then go into cars years down the line. Do you think Formula E is becoming more of the kind of testing ground as things move towards more hybrid and electric cars? Or do you still think Formula One is leading that front?
I think in terms of batteries, definitely. From when this started, where you had to have 2 cars per person, to now the battery technology's come along so much that you can have 1 car. Definitely. It's been a massive push forward in battery technology.
Yeah, I think if you look back to when Formula One first started with all the electronics, things like active suspension, ABS, traction control, all of those things came from Formula One. And even the hybrid technology started off pushing the boundaries in Formula One with the boost thing they used to have and stuff like that. So I think the split's a lot closer than what it was. I think Formula One is still the pinnacle by quite a way, but there are things like this. I mean, the reason that BMW say they're in this rather than Formula One is because this is more relevant to their road cars.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand that. Until 2025, when Formula One brings in e-fuels and all of that kind of stuff, and it's completely non-petrol, for want of a better phrase, then Formula E is going to be that way. I mean, there's talk of Porsche quite heavily coming back into Formula One when these engine rules change, and I doubt they'll be the only ones either. So, but yeah, at the moment, I think, Jez, you're probably 60-40 Formula E in terms of more road-relevant technology.
Okay.
But it's close.
Cool. Thank you for answering that question so well. So if you want to join in with us today, unlike the Formula One where you've got to have expensive subscriptions to various different things, this race is live on the BBC in the UK, which obviously is free as part of your license fee. It's on BBC Two. If you don't have access to, bog standard aerial digital TV, you can watch it online. We dropped a link on our Facebook page earlier, and I can actually just drop that link into the chat. There you go. That should take you to a live view of the race if you want to watch along with us. The programme is about to start on BBC Two. The race actually begins in about 15 minutes or so.
Unlike the rest of the weekend's TV viewing, this is actually happening, which is good. And we've just enjoyed the end of Flog It, haven't we? So that's been enjoyable as well.
Been lovely.
I haven't watched that in years.
That pocket watch was quite nice. Bit chipped, but
well, you know what?
good.
I do like a pocket watch, I've got to say, and I've got one actually. I have to.
If I'm wearing a waistcoat, then pocket watch has got to be part of it.
It's been a while since I've had the old waistcoat on, but you never know. Maybe we'll do one day. It's
can't say it's ever taken my fancy.
No.
Dear. Yeah.
So the programme has begun for me, at least, and we're getting some live looks at downtown Rome, for lack of a better term.
I've never been to Rome. Always fancied going, and again, never got around to it. There's many things in life, but
well, you're not dead yet, so give it time.
Hang on.
Perhaps you can go there.
I nearly was when I was still asleep on the sofa 20 minutes ago. But,
yeah, I would have killed you. Yes, indeed.
Let's set about that the better. And, we all like a little snooze. That's all I'm going to say. And so the Formula E does do some races and the lights as well, doesn't it? It's not all daytime races. But I like the fact that it's 45 minutes plus one lap. So obviously, whenever they get to the 45 minutes, is one more lap to finish before the end of the race. So there's two races today and tomorrow, and it's a good time tomorrow. Actually, 12 o'clock. I think it's all part of the Formula E getting it done in sort of turning up on like the Saturday morning, getting the race done Saturday afternoon, another one Sunday, and then out by Sunday night. So they do it over 2 days.
Obviously they've got to close the city down to do this kind of thing, don't they? So the idea that they can probably get in and out means they can probably open the roads for the rest of the day rather than having to just shut down everything for the entire time.
Yeah, definitely. It's Jenny Gow doing the coverage. She used to do a lot of Formula One. I think she does the Radio 5 Live Formula One as well, or at least she used to. And, she was a very informative pundit, to be fair. She is very good.
We're even going to the Duke of Edinburgh in motorsport.
The John Player Grand Prix. It's probably Silverstone or Monaco somewhere. And there's James Hunt, the good old boy, as I like to call it. I'd love to have been involved back in those days. The lifestyle of
when mechanics would get their hands dirty and
James Hunt to get out of the car, smoke a cigar, see the ladies and drink himself stupid. Yeah,
mechanics would get their spanners out of a toolkit, have at it, getting covered in fuel and oil, and
the good old days. We do reminisce. And, we should cover off qualifying, I suppose, shouldn't we? As in the grid.
Definitely.
Yes. Let's get the rundown of how we're going to start this race today.
Mm-hmm. So, Stoffel Van Dorn, get my words out. Stoffel Van Dorn is on pole in the Mercedes. Pardon me. It's stuck in my throat. Then, and I think it's Andre, I'm going to try and pronounce this correctly, Lotterer.
Yeah,
we'll go with Lotterer. In second place in the Porsche, followed by Ollie Rowland, who's Brit, in the Nissan. That was the other manufacturer, Nissan.
Yes.
And then Lucas de Grassi's in fourth in the Audi, and Jean-Eric Verne, or Jev, as we used to call him in Formula One, in the Citroën. That's the DS, but that's just the posh brand of Citroën. For those wondering what a DS cheater is. Then Robert Fringe, Dutch, I believe, in Envision Virgin Racing. Nick de Vries, another Dutch, I think, actually, in the yellow Mercedes.
He won the first race of the season this year.
Correct. Followed by Miss Pascal Verline, who's in the Porsche team, which is surprising because I thought he was Mercedes. Sebastian Bremy in the other Nissan, and then our other Brit, Sam Bird, in 10th. So that's your top 10. I mean, anyone can win this from what I've seen in Formula E before. It doesn't matter whether you're first or 18th on the grid. There's 24 cars, for those wondering. It's just 6 more than Formula One. In the grid, it looks like Oliver Turvey is starting from the pit as well. But he qualified last anyway, so it's, probably doesn't make a lot of difference. But there's a lot of action, so it doesn't matter particularly where you start within reason.
starts at the end of the day with a few fan boosts and things like that, then you can be fighting.
Thank you for the resub, Tam Snacky. Appreciate it.
You did it, Denzel. I wonder where he does. What the hell is he doing?
It's that time of the month where Twitch bullies you into telling the streamer that you are subscribing to that the resub is due.
Afternoon club. Sorry, I was ignoring the chat. I was too.
I don't have to worry about that yet.
Too engrossed. But yes, thank you everyone for joining us. We haven't quite started the race yet. If you want to watch along with us, it's live on the BBC website or on BBC Two. Don't know how that works internationally, or whether you can access the BBC from other countries, but give it a crack. See what happens.
Hey, if you don't try, you'll never know.
Exactly.
You don't.
And VPNs are a thing too.
I think it's one of those sports where I think it's pretty much on general access in most countries.
Yeah, that's one thing they've done different to Formula One, isn't it? Where they've said, right, we're going to
money.
Yeah, I think I wonder what the average budget, and I'll try and Google this as we go through. The average budget of a Formula E team is.
It's all basically exactly the same cars.
Yeah. But I was wondering whether there's a budget cap, because obviously you can do stuff to your car, because some of them have got different drivetrains. So like Mercedes will have drivetrain and stuff like that.
Once the weekend starts, the car is in parc ferme for the entire weekend, so there's no changes to the car once you start. Unlike Formula One, we can have a twist of wing or anything like that. You don't get that with Formula E.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's interesting in terms of you've got to get it right from the start, haven't you? In terms of your setup and everything else. There's no messing about it. Oh, we need a bit more wing on that, lads. Oh, I'm sorry, that's tough. You can't have it. What can you do?
One thing you'll notice as well with this to Formula One is so many tiny little wings and vents and everything where it's so specifically sculpted, where this is just you've got your big front wing and that's it.
Yeah, definitely. They can't put any additions onto the car or the chassis in terms of aero regs and all of the rest of it. What you get given is what you've got, and that's.
So it is. I see what you mean. Sorry. So basically, it's like Mario Kart. You get your boost by going wide and over two markers.
Yeah.
That's basically like going over a question mark in Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Exactly that. And you can do that as many times as you want, and then that gives you the boost for that lap. But because you're off the racing line, you lose time a little bit.
Yeah. Nice little replay of a flying car there.
I'm behind you guys, obviously. Oh, no, I'm back in the studio. I see. Oh, yeah, I've seen that one.
Oh, yeah, I'm miles behind. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Upside down.
There's a guy
Upside
under there.
down and round we go. Oh, yeah, dear me. That's a good one.
There you go. Yeah. That'll all be because of the halo.
Yeah, well, he would have landed on the halo, wouldn't he, I suppose? Yeah, I would have thought he'd felt that one.
Christ, in a corner. Bloody hell.
Nice. I mean, one thing they do is crash well.
Yes.
Well, we do like a good crash here on the Effing Racing Show, so
we've seen a few in our short time.
We have had our share over the past 9 months or however. What number are we on today? Number 16. It's wow.
Yes, indeed.
Impressive.
So the standings are currently up on screen on the BBC feed, and Nick de Vries is leading with 32 points. Sam Bird in second with 25, and Robin, is it Fringe?
Yeah,
is that what you said? Okay. With 22. So that's your top three as it stands coming into this race.
Yeah, that's because Sam Bird won the first race, or won the last race, and then Nick de Vries must have won the other one, and the pole shootout, because they have a shootout with the top six, and you get points for that as well. Because qualifying in Formula E is massively different from what I was reading. In terms of you in groups of 4 or 6, one of the two, you get something like 7 minutes to go out in your group, get the fastest time, and the winners of each session go into a pole shootout. You get points for that as well. You get points for winning that.
Very interesting. I didn't manage to catch the qualifying, unfortunately.
No, me neither.
It came and passed me by. Thank you, Karis, for dropping that website in the chat. There's a website in the chat now where if you're outside the UK, it will tell you how you can watch this race.
Cheers, Karis. Top
useful.
Work.
Very useful.
Absolutely. So, I mean, anything we can all watch along sort of together is always going to be a good thing. So it's hopefully we can do that. So they're interviewing someone there. That is a Jaguar. It's not Sam. Oh, it could be Sam.
Apparently, Jaguar was a new team this year.
Are they? So they were in
he said, how does it feel being in a new team and already having a win this season?
Well, I would suggest that's him in a new team rather than it being a brand new team, because the panelist that they have in the studio was
it's a Formula Jaguar driver,
in Jaguar racing last year, so I think he's supplanted him. But
yeah, look at the difference in those front wings. So I think next year in Formula One, I think you'll find the 2022 cars will look a tad more like a Formula E car.
Mm-hmm.
BBC want me to sign in, says Jaeger. Yeah, they will do, to tell them you've got a TV license. It doesn't cost anything.
It's just so they can steal all of your data.
And don't be scared. It's just your email.
And then they're going to look through your phone camera and watch you constantly as well.
Yeah.
No, they're not. I'm joking.
Take watch along to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But yeah, you can watch it.
Whenever I watch iPlayer, I'm usually naked. Just to get them back.
That'll learn them.
Someone's got to watch that, and unlucky them.
That is your license fee at work.
Yep.
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
I can't get that image out of my head now.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
That's all right. I mean, I'm aroused, obviously. Family friendly.
That's a good opportunity to say that this is not a family friendly stream. So,
See, I was behaving until then as well. But,
so
thank you.
Do bear that in mind. No,
you weren't behaving. You were still half asleep.
After last year's Formula One season and repeated utterances of the fuck Vettel button, I'm like, well, this can't be a family-friendly stream, can it? So,
hey, I'd done well until then because I thought it was. Oh well. Fuck it.
Brilliant!
Excellent news. Never mind. I'll get comfortable now then. Oh dear. So, I mean, there's a lot less crew involved in this as well. I mean, if you look at the cars on like the grid there's like 5 people around it rather than 30, which
is that general, or have they had to pare it back because of COVID-19?
Could be, I suppose. It could be, I suppose. Even in Formula
One, there's a lot less to do on the car, and 2, everything's just battery. It's not like you're trying to cool the engine or things
oil
like
pressure.
that. I mean, yeah, no oil pressures, no hydraulic pressures.
And I would imagine there's some hydraulics in there somewhere.
The steering, possibly.
Steering, gearbox, that kind of thing.
Would they have a gearbox?
Yeah,
it would just be an engine on each. It would just be one motor on each wheel, wouldn't it?
I'm going to ask Brother Google, because I don't know that one actually. It could be
the amount they squeal. I would assume it was just go and stop.
Yeah, it's a good point. Does Formula E have a gearbox? No, I generally don't know the answer. No, it has a clutch, and for some time I've had. You guys just carry on whilst I read this, and it's fine.
Cool.
So the other thing I've noticed as they're sat on the grid is they don't appear to be trying to warm the tyres or keep the tyres warm.
They're not allowed.
Is that just anti-regulation for this, is it?
Formula E cars have all-weather tyres.
Right.
So they won't change tyres when it rains. They won't. These tyres are your tyres for the race.
Okay. Good information. We are 5 minutes out from the race start now, so now is the appropriate time to get your snacks and beverages ready if you are joining us live for the watch-along. Unless you are
just like
fully prepared like Duff is.
Oh, yeah. I am well prepared. It just looks really odd, that shot of the grid where there's literally no grid It looks like empty buildings either side. Such an odd thing to see. And then other cars round a corner.
So they do have a gearbox.
Okay.
But it's to restrict torque vectoring. So it raises a good point that these engines don't idle. So like your car engine idles about 8 to 1,000 PM when it's set there doing nothing. So there's no clutch because it doesn't need it. It just goes from gear to gear to gear. It's a closed component, and sometimes so there is 5 or 6 gears, but they're working towards not having to have gears, and the engine torque being enough to go from start to 130, whatever they get to, in there. So it mandates that the power is fed from motors to vehicles through a single differential. So although not ideal, it does it without a conventional gearbox like you'd have on like your road car, for example. But there is some form of gearbox because it restricts the torque to keep performance the same. There you go. Bit of research live.
Bit of research.
Jez.
That's what I'm here for, boys.
You join us live for research on Google. So we go through the grid I see on the old coverage there. It's, Swiss is that Nick Muller? I'm gonna
like Muller Rice.
Muller Rice, yes.
I think that's Swiss.
I nearly pulled out the Swiss flag joke from last night, but I'm going to leave it.
Best left.
Rocket Venturi. Oh, okay.
So Venturi were in Formula 2 at some point as well, because there were a couple of teams that came from Formula 2, moved over to Formula E, because the transition from Formula 2 to Formula 1 obviously is humongously expensive currently. Not so much in a few years' time, but currently it would be a big ask.
Although, isn't it still 200 million to pay the other teams?
I think there'd be talk of waiving out if someone big came in.
Yeah.
Like Volkswagen, for example.
That's why I think they would make sense on becoming as engine manufacturers first.
Yeah, definitely.
Reese, as I ask you the question from the chat of how many Brits there are, I will also remind you to put your phone on silent.
I thought I had. Where is it? It's over there.
Ping!
My bad.
Ping! Ping!
That's because people are pinging me for the link. Actually, I don't know why they just don't tune in and watch it. I don't know. Well, that'll be much easier.
Just send them to twitch.tv/The Jez Show, Reese.
That'll
do it. So if you are joining us live, you can watch the race in the UK here on the BBC website or on BBC Two if you have regular television. If you're joining us outside of the UK, you can check where you're able to watch at the Formula E website, which I've also just posted in the chat.
There are 7 Brits, Jez, to answer your question.
Karis,
7 out of 24. There are
7 Brits. That's a pretty impressive number, to be fair.
Including one completely British team, which is Mahindra, which ironically is an Indian team. So there you are, which is Alex Lynn and initials are Sim. I can't remember his real name. Hang on 1 second. Going slow. Never mind. It'll come back to me in a minute. So it looks like we're ready to go.
We're starting behind the safety car. With it being damp, race directors decided we're starting behind the safety car.
Yeah, wimps, get on with it.
I wonder what the safety car is, if it's like a Prius or something.
Oh, God, it'll be all day. The Uber driver's choice.
That is just such an odd thing. A grid with a corner in the middle.
Yeah, that is bizarre.
90-degree turn.
Yeah.
They're going to turn 90 degrees. Oh, no, wrong one.
So, yeah. Some dry patches under the cars.
I do like the sound.
No, I'm watching without the sound because I can't stand the screeching.
No, I did see a trailer for this on Amazon Prime, and I do think I enjoy the sound of it.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Interesting.
I mean, it's not so bad being on a grid that's got a corner on it when you are starting behind the safety car, but can you imagine being right at the corner?
Yeah.
For a stopping launch? That would be really harsh.
You gotta hope they've got a second set of lights as well.
Yeah.
The actual race start is on a straight, by the way.
Have we gone?
The actual race start is on a straight. They've just started behind it because they've got to go around and do a procession lap.
Oh, I see.
So they normally come and line up on the grid, but because they're starting with the safety car, they've started behind it to cross the line behind the safety car.
Okay.
So I think I might be wrong, but looking at the online driver tracker, that's what they've done.
That sounds reasonable. They have started the clock. We're already a minute into this race behind the safety car.
The link for the driver tracker is in. I'll just put it in the chat if anybody wants it. You can see the bit like Formula One, but it doesn't cost you a fortune to watch the driver tracker. The vote for fan boost is open as well. Sorry, Jez, talking over you.
No problem at all. No, and that is one thing that I'm already enjoying about Formula E is how much more accessible it is compared to Formula One. The Formula One has definitely become a bit of a rich man's motorsport for both viewer and team driver, etc. So
yeah, I mean the move to the BBC did an excellent job with the Formula One coverage for me personally, and moving it to Sky, has it improved the quality of the programming? Possibly, yes, I would say, but has it improved it enough to make it worth it? I don't think so personally.
We've got a Mini as our safety car.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I did wonder why Jaeger said Mini Cooper in the chat, so that makes sense.
Well spotted, Jaeger. Well spotted. Because you can watch this on your Xbox or on your PS4 as well, because iPlayer's on all of those, I believe.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. And that's the one plus that it has in terms of its coverage, I think, is that you can watch it on your phone, on whatever you want.
That's the key, accessibility.
Yeah,
more and more people think Formula One is a rich person's game because only rich people now can watch it.
You could say the same about football, though, couldn't you? You could say the same about golf. You could say the same about cricket now as well. That's only none of those are on free-to-air TV, are they?
No, but it probably a measured decline in each of those that you've mentioned. To be fair, as they've gone further and further behind a paywall, but that's a conversation for another podcast, perhaps.
Other than football, I'd probably agree with you there. But yeah, it's as in my football, not your football.
I know what you mean, kicky ball boy.
But that would be a good discussion for another day. So we're still behind the safety car, but looks for them.
Safety car in this lap.
Yeah, because that ain't wet, man. That's ridiculous. Come on. Stick a
It
Formula
amazes me how thin their tyres are as well, like width-wise, compared to a Formula One car.
Because they use the same tyres whether it's wet or dry, don't they? They don't have wet tyres. There's tread on them like a road car.
Curtis would like to know how the length of the car compares to a Formula One car, because they look shorter in her estimation.
They're stubby compared to a Formula One car. They are shorter, but they're wider, I think. Formula One cars now are quite thin compared to what they used to be. I don't think it's a massive difference, but I think they are shorter. She's right. I will do some research and find out for you.
Lovely. This is a thing now.
Yeah, hashtag
like
research.
Hashtag research, indeed.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, fan boost is open. So, like I said earlier, with this, you can basically vote for a driver to give him a boost. And I think that gives him a blue halo. On the halos above the head, that'll go blue. The LEDs are light blue when you've got a fan boost.
Oh, interesting. I'm not sure I like that, because surely there's going to just be massive favouritism at play here, and certain drivers are never going to be voted for ever, and they'll never get a boost.
It's interesting.
Maybe it encourages more interaction between driver and fan base, I suppose, in between the races. Yeah. I don't know.
But if you don't get it, you go for the Mario Kart element.
Yeah.
And go for the aggressive boost or whatever it's called with your Mario Kart one.
Yeah, I've just seen on the final corner, I believe it's not the final corner, there are lots of corners, but one of the main corners that we were at when they were parked on the grid, the boosters on the corner. That's very interesting. Okay, so we have a green flag and we are underway. No change in lead so far, no overtaking in the opening. Van Dorn still leaves Lotterer, Roland, Degrassi and Verne, your current top 5.
5 meters by 1.8, by the way, of the dimensions. So there's not much in it. There's not much in it.
Okay.
Less than I thought to be in it. Okay, it's about half a meter, give or take. Because if you think about it, these cars don't have the long extending front wing either, like a Formula 1 car does.
No, that sticks out quite a distance from the actual kind of wheelbase, doesn't it? And the chassis.
Mm-hmm. And the back wing sits out over the back.
Oh, Lotterer tried to make the pass and crashed.
Unlucky son.
Van Dorn has had to take an escape road. And so the top field is now completely changed.
Oh, that was never going to happen.
Their live timing isn't particularly brilliant. They haven't updated that yet.
And now he's trying to reverse in. Oh, no, there's a blockage. We've got a blockage.
Dear. Oh, God.
Okay, so our race is now led by Roland, followed by Degrassi, Verne, Fringe, and De Vries. Van Dorn is dropping rapidly down the field.
It's the thing you see with this, the track is so thin compared to the cars. With those 90-degree turns.
Yeah,
one small thing.
And you're off.
And everyone was stuck behind them.
Yeah.
Van Dorn has settled in 13 after that incident.
Car 22 under investigation. Power overuse.
Yep. Fastest lap as well. That's probably tells you the story. That's, I would say that.
Oh, apparently that can happen when you hit a bump.
Interesting.
But yeah, apparently there's a large bump somewhere on the track that could possibly cause that. And we've got a yellow flag out.
Yellow flag.
Okay, Rhys, you may have to explain this to me if you're able. It's come up, attack mode activation zone open. Is that's like
the
DRS?
Mario Kart zone.
Yeah, that's the Mario Kart zone. We're on the main straight. They veer off to the right, go over the Mario Kart sticker, and that gives them an extra 35 kilowatts of power for that lap.
Wonderful,
so if you're trying to get past someone, it's useful. But you do lose time because you go in offline. It's a longer way down the straight. But you can use it as many times as you want, I think, as well. I don't think there's a limit. Obviously, you're limited by your battery. And, worth noting, these are limited to 140 mile an hour, these cars as well. Which is a limit just because of the battery, not because they can't go any faster. That was the other thing I found out during my research.
It was like Lotterer didn't turn in, though. I don't want to say Stoffel kind of turned in too early, but it didn't seem like Lotterer wanted to turn in at all.
No. It looked like he was going into that corner barrier regardless of what Van Dorn did at all. So
I think he came in a bit hot for me, personally. But is a Brit leading the race, folks? We've got a 6 in 24 chance of winning, so that's good.
A Brit leading a race that isn't Lewis Hamilton, so we can actually rejoice in the fact that a Brit is leading the race.
And isn't a Mercedes.
And isn't driving a scooter.
Because before this, it wasn't a Brit, but it was still a Mercedes.
It was, yeah. Good point.
So that's the one thing. That is a good view of racing going around the centre of Rome. That's great, but some of these roads are massively thin. Yeah. Anyone lives in any of those buildings, you've got a great view of the race that you haven't got to pay for.
No, indeed. No, it'd be interesting to go and see one of these races in London when they bring that back. I don't know if they.
There's talk at the moment of moving it, I think, to Birmingham.
Oh,
yeah, I did read that.
So having the E-Prix in Birmingham instead.
Yes, it's live, Jaeger. So if you just go to live, but incidentally, where I'm watching, I'm just coming to the 35th minute.
Ooh.
Are we in roughly the same kind of area on our live streams?
Yeah, I'm on 35. Flat.
Yeah, we're within 10 seconds then. That's good.
Oh, that's good news. Yeah. Oh. It goes down the screen. I'll never forget that crash when we just all saw it at different times. Dear me.
So,
Jeb in third?
Good afternoon, Rooster, first of all. I'm having to do a massive double take with some of these advertising boards as we walk around, because as we go round, there is one for Enel that doesn't look like Enel.
Does it?
No.
It looks like another four-letter word that ends in null. And I'm like,
especially with the X at the end.
We're just advertising that openly on television now, are we? Is there not enough people doing it? Are we trying to raise the profile? What's going on with that?
Formula E, sponsored by Anal X.
Very open-minded in Rome there, it's fine.
That's what you get.
I was looking at it. I thought,
I was sitting in that seat too long over those electric motors.
I wasn't going to drag it down to that level, but I'm glad Jez did because it's funny.
Good vibrations. Good vibrations, that's all I'm saying.
I think you just killed Reese.
Thank you. I'll try that again. Oh, dear me.
We all appear to have very different drinks this morning, to go off topic.
Well, I have a beer, but I need something to wake me up first. And
yeah, not all of us had a mid-afternoon nap to prepare us for this stream, All right for some.
I'd still be there, pal, if you hadn't have I'm glad you did.
Rooster's got it. Got to keep the cars lubricated somehow.
So we've only had one retiree so far, who's the British guy for Mahindra, funny enough. So that's a 5 in 24 chance of winning now, folks.
Oh, I think Roland's got a drive-through, so we might lose.
Balls.
Yep, drive-through penalty. Using too much power. Well, there we go.
You see, Keris could use a nap as well. Go on, Keris. You have yourself a nap, Keris. Why not? We care here on this stream. Just leave us a lurk, though.
Okay, so we've just seen Van Dorn travel through the Mario Kart zone, attack zone 1. So he's dropped 12th place to 13th. Let's see how it actually works out for him as we move forward.
Oh yeah, see, you can see now he's got the blue halo.
Yeah.
Yes,
light blue LEDs.
So it's 4 minutes he gets that power for. So it's not one lap. Sorry, that was my bad. And if you look at the tracker on the left hand side, he's got a blue thing next to him now as well to show that he's got it.
Yeah.
So he's the only one that's got it at the minute.
The thing you'll notice in this as well, that the racing seems a lot closer.
Yes. Yeah, there's not much of a gap. They seem to draft more in this than they do in Formula 1. It's more in line with a sport like NASCAR, where you are trying to get as close to the person in front as possible. To
less dirty air behind the cars.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Formula 1 is so aerodynamically dependent now. The turbulence off the back of the car kills any car behind it.
Nice.
Ooh,
that's a very tight overtake.
Van Dorn now already up into 11th after that boost. So he's got a couple of places.
Jaeger's dropped the pics of the car there in the Discord, I see. Very good, Jaeger.
Is Roland just out now? No, he performed his drive-through penalty and has dropped all the way to 21st.
That's how close the field is.
But someone is out. Car number 7, Sergio Set Camara, is just parked. Oh, he's moving again. But I notice his Dragon/Penske Autosport. Penske are one of the major names in NASCAR, are they not?
Yes,
NASCAR
usually Toyota, isn't it? Penske's usually Toyota. I think it is in Japan. The Celicas and Supras in the 90s were Penske, I think. That red and white colour.
Roger Penske is the team owner in IndyCar. One of the most successful IndyCar or kart or whatever you want to call them now teams of all time. They got a NASCAR team as well. Penske, it's similar to Haas. So Haas have got a IndyCar team. They've got a NASCAR team, and obviously they've got a Formula One team. Penske used to carry the same Marlboro logo as like McLaren did, so they were known for their red and white livery. Very, very successful team. I didn't know Penske were in this, actually, to be fair, so that is news to me. happy days. So that's probably where the red bit comes from for them as well, potentially on the car.
Yeah. So 15 minutes into this race, the field is as follows. De Grassi has been leading for 7 laps. He's followed by Verne, Fringe, De Vries and Verline behind him in the top 5. We've got 4 people, I believe, currently in the Mario Kart zone.
5 now.
5, yeah, they've decided to change the on-screen graphics, so I can't read it properly. There we
Just
go.
in time.
Van Dorn, Lynn, Nato, Roland, and Set Kamara are in the activation zone, so they have currently got a boost. I assume the arrows next
one
to them
per minute
for the minutes. Okay, so there's still plenty of time left for these folks in their attack zones. Buemi's just joined them. Da Costa has just joined them. So this is a thing that is taken advantage of fairly readily. Then it's not a one-off thing. People will tend to do it as regularly as they can.
Yep, Buemi's now. A couple of them have just gone through it. You see, once they go through it, they start to drop down a bit. But then Van Dorn's now up to 9th from 13th with his boost.
Mm. And Kara said Roland's not going to come back from that. Do you think that there is more of a chance of somebody coming back from the back of the field in Formula E than there is in any other motorsport?
It might get back into the points potentially, but I mean, I'd be surprised if he won from there.
No.
Yeah, you see how close this is round corners. It really isn't easy to overtake in corners on a track like this.
Oh, another one converted there in the old chat. Look, Jaeger now does sports.
There you go. It'll be the NFL next. Give it time. He'll be into every sport that we're all into.
Do you think?
He'll be wearing a NFL hat backwards.
Forget cosplay. He's going to do NFL play next.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could do that.
There's plenty of NFL-based cosplays you can do.
Yeah.
Oh, what can I do? I've got the entire gear.
Well, it's Oakland Raiders fan. Classic kind of thing.
No. Definitely not.
Road Warrior Animal, Road Warrior Hawk, do a bit of Legion of Doom.
Ooh, yeah.
That's all American football pads based.
That's old school though, isn't it? Those pads.
Yeah.
Mine are too new school for that.
Oh, well, there you go.
Correct.
Do you know your pads, Jez?
Do I what? Do I know my pads?
Do you know your pads? Yeah.
I do, yeah.
Pad brands?
Yes, I do, yeah.
I can't remember. What's the brand? Zenith. All mine Zenith.
Okay, that's a good brand. It's a good brand. But we digress. We digress. We've seen a few drop out of the attack zone now.
So Lynn and Nato now have less than 10 seconds left of their boost. That whole section there, 11th through 14th, have all got boosts, so that'll be moving up and down.
Did you mention if there was a restriction to the number of times that you can have this boost in a race?
The restriction is that you have only got so much battery power.
Right.
So if you've only got that much battery power, then that's your restriction, I believe.
So there will be a limit in terms of the car rather than one imposed by the rules.
Yes, it's down to the driver to manage their power usage.
You'll find as we get towards the end of the race, they'll actually bring up the percentage battery left.
Yeah.
And most of them usually end on 0.0 or 0.1% battery.
Then limp it back to the pits.
Yeah.
So Set was given a penalty for the overuse of power in the same way.
It's Sete Kamara.
He seems to have remained in the pits. I don't know if that's him out, potentially, whether he's just decided that it's not worth the effort. We're passing a major zone, and only Set Kamara has taken advantage of the Mario Kart zone.
It's a great name for it, Dan. Great name for it. Yeah, if you.
I love the graphic on the screen of the. It is like the boost arrow in Mario Kart.
It is, yeah. I stand corrected. It wasn't Set Kamara. It was Rast. I assume they're on the same team because the car looked very similar, if not identical.
Yeah,
so there you see, Van Dorn managed to make from 13th to 9th. Buemi, who got his boost, I think he was 11th. He's stayed 11th. So it just depends on how well you use it to how effective it is.
Yeah, because Blomqvist just got the fastest lap on the last bit of his power. Oh, nicely done, Sam Bird. Go on, Sam Bird.
Oh, lovely. Sam Bird undertaking there.
Yeah. Another Brit.
Up into 6th. Nice.
There's every chance. He's 3 seconds behind 24 minutes ago. It's typical of the BBC, isn't it? I know. Let's put the watermark over the clock. Very clever, BBC. Well done. You can hardly read. You have to kind of look through it. They could just move it an inch to the right. It'd be perfect, wouldn't it?
Ah, well, if you watch on the website, the BBC logo is on the right-hand side of the screen, so it's not in my way.
Unbelievable. I can see it. It's just not ideal, is it? I'm gonna complain about my license fee and tell them.
You could just go to the link I've dropped in the chat instead. There you go. It's the same stuff.
I don't like change, Jez. Oh, so there is a limit on attack mode Black Then you must get, because they're just according to that graphic. So they can. Okay, fair enough. So they've got 2.
So they can use 2. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And NL have sponsored the amount of battery remaining counter. Most were at around 59% battery remaining at this stage.
Can someone look at what that actually? I shall research it.
I'm not looking it up on my work iPad. No way.
I got it. Don't you worry about it. Oh, it's actually energy, sustainability, and innovation. The Enel Group operates more than 30 countries, bringing energy to people throughout the adoption of new sustainability-orientated projects. So,
giggly.
So if you want to be sustainable, get some Enel. Anyway,
some Enel X.
It's the X that does it. Of all the letters that you could use
as well.
Yeah,
that font definitely.
Mm.
If you saw that on a bottle, you'd think, "Ooh, it's a bit dodgy."
Somebody in the marketing department needs to be fired for that.
Well, Scott's talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it was a plan. Yeah.
So we've got this new company. What should we do? Try and make like something you'd find in a sex shop. Perfect.
I mean, that font does look like it should be on the side of a packet of condoms, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a very sensual font. If that's
what we're here for Formula E for. Essential fonts.
People come here for the quality, don't they? They come here for the quality.
Okay, so we've just had a mass influx of the top of the field using the attack zone. So Vern, Fringe, De Vries and Verline have now joined, as well as Lotterer. So we may see some big attacks coming on De Gracia in first now, as we close in on...
Lotterer's lost out there massively.
The last 20 minutes of the race.
Dropped down to 9th. Well, I take it we're all watching the on board.
Yeah.
As soon as that kicked in, we all went silent.
Intently.
Yeah, the on board I like.
Yeah. It just shows you how bouncy it is on the street tracks.
It's one of the reasons that Formula 1 doesn't do so many street tracks these days, is because the quality of the roads are just that rubbish.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Australia are making changes to the track?
Yeah, they're changing it for Lewis Hamilton. He's said, can you make it a bit easier for me to go around the outside so I can...
on my scooter.
Take people. Yeah. It's more scooter-friendly now. You don't
want him to twist his ankle riding his scooter around the streets, do you?
They're straightening a lot of the chicanes to make it faster. Which is a shame.
Some ale-related information. I am off to church with the good reverend for a little beverage.
Karis is cheering for Bird now, so assumes he'll probably crash next.
Yeah, Karis is a bit of a bad omen so far today.
Yeah. She does tend to be when we're watching the Formula 1 as well.
Well, Sam Bird is, like I say, the most successful Brit. I see we're on a gantry cam there, aren't we?
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Okay, so De Grassi has given up his front position to enter the attack zone. and has now dropped to 3rd place, leaving Vern and Fringe as the top 2.
I'm not sure why you'd do that.
Well, Vern's only got 20 seconds left of his boost, but Franz has still got 2 minutes left.
He has got 2 minutes, yeah.
Surely, if you manage to stay ahead for that long without the boost, why would you give away lead?
Yeah, you'd wait till they've lost their boost and then take it afterwards.
Good afternoon, ABC. Get yourself onto the
Alex?
the BBC website and join us for a bit of live motorsport for free.
Free is good, remember?
Some funky Batmobile-looking cars.
Very funky.
But turn your treble down. Because they're a bit squealy.
You won't need bass. Oh, God, he's locked it up. No, he hasn't.
This makes me want the Lego set. Says,
they do a Lego set.
Says Jaeger, rather. Yeah. Now, he mentioned earlier that the car I was talking about at XL has got its own Lego set. So
nice. Is that Lego Technic, I should imagine, or?
I'd imagine so. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I do like a Lego Technic. It's good fun.
Nope, says Jaeger.
No. Cool.
Oh, okay. You think they would make a Lego Technic version?
Okay, our anal updates. Most of the drivers are on around 47% battery remaining.
Thank you.
They will need to plug in their toys.
Anal X
soon.
Extension lead.
So there's Mitch going around.
Oh.
American driver, Mitch Evans. In the Jaguar. So the other Jaguar, because Sam Bird is in the other one.
There's a lot of them now, either.
Okay, here we go.
Finish in there. Ooh.
Vern is
so close
defending his position. Fringe is attacking really hard. Oh,
covered it off.
That
was just the end of his boost.
That looks to me like Degrassi has managed to take 2nd place. He has indeed. Came in on the inside. Took 2nd place. He's working his way back up.
That was a nice undertake, that was.
Jaeger, we cannot look on Discord. We're using Discord to stream, sir. So if I click on anything on Discord, it will kill Reese and Duff. So,
not literally, hopefully.
I hope not.
Otherwise, I'm signing out of Discord.
I mean, maybe we should. Now that we've said that, maybe we should try it. No.
He got me. He's got me.
So Degrassi's fighting for the lead now, still with 2 minutes boost less.
Yep, he should be able to get him. I would have thought.
Definitely.
With those 2 minutes left.
Don't kill Duff, says Jaeger. No mention of Reese.
No, story of my life.
Hey.
I'll just leave that there. For your delectation.
It's good to know where we stand, Jez.
We've got some anal X graphics.
Hey, bit of anal.
Okay, so Vern went wide for the attack zone, leaving Degrassi to reclaim 1st place with 18 seconds and change left of his attack mode. I do like this. I do really dig it.
It's different, isn't it? It's different. Have
we spotted any of the fan boosts yet? Does that come up in a different colour?
That would come up as a green, but I don't know why I'm pointing, as if you can see. But where the boosts are at the moment, a green FB will come up.
Okay. And how many of those are available in a race?
I have seen 5 up on screen at once before.
Okay.
Yeah, so Sims is used. You didn't get. So fan boost is to do. Where's it gone? Sorry. So there's one for Sede Kamara. Cassidy has used his. Just going through it. Sorry, guys. Who else has got it? He's Antonio Felix da Costa's got it, but he hasn't used it yet. Going through. Who else has got it?
I didn't spot anything on the graphics for me.
No, usually it comes up with the green graphic.
Yeah, it does.
So unless
Van Dorm's got one.
They were given it and then it just went in as a blue, perhaps.
It looks as though Vern in 3rd. Yeah, it's not 3 minutes left, but he doesn't seem to be doing much with it. There's still a big gap.
Yeah. So, Alex, the whole boost thing is Mario Kart. Yes, exactly. So
Yes.
you'll see when they come around to the long straight on the 180 degrees corner, there's a Mario Kart zone. So just here, it goes around the outside there.
There you go.
Activates his Mario Kart boost, and that gives him 4 minutes of a bit extra power.
I do think
his car.
Bird might have just taken 4th place.
Yes, he did. He did. Good
Yes,
move, Sam.
that was a superb undertake.
Come on, Sam. Well done, sir.
Has anyone seen Bird use his boost yet? He might still have a couple of boosts left.
I haven't spotted that. No.
Hopefully we can get the Enelex graphic up and see if he's used any of his boosts yet. Because now's the great time for him to use his boost. He's used one.
He's used one attack mode, yeah.
The cars have the capability of briefly going faster. Yes, because they are electricity powered, so you can regulate that with the technology and use more battery power, as it were, to boost momentarily. Yeah. Okay, so the fan boost has just popped up on the screen. De Vries, Bird, Van Dorn, and Set Kamara.
Wow, the top 3 are so close. Oh, crash! Oh, right in the arse. If only there was some sort of ointment.
Some relieving gel.
Yeah. Something X.
So as long as this graphic stays on screen long enough, remaining attack modes, De Vries with 1, Bird, Fringe, Evans, Buemi, and some other people, the graphics gone, with 1 attack mode left.
So 3 of the top 5 still have boosts left.
Yeah.
So there's still a chance for Bird to do this, because if he's still got his fan boost as well.
Here we go.
Here we go.
He's just took attack mode. Oh, he's going to come back round him.
Oh, 12... look at that in between. Ooh. Oh, unlucky.
With 12 minutes and a half left, we're at roughly 33% battery power remaining in the cars.
That's about right, then.
So this is where you'll start to see it getting quite scrappy, I think.
Yeah.
Because we're so close and we're getting, Oh, so some damage. Go on, Sam.
Come on, boy.
He tried to take 4th place from Van Dorn, but didn't quite manage it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Karis has noticed that Roland is on 39% battery, so perhaps would that extra 5% make a difference?
That far back in the field is probably just relaxing it a bit rather than pushing too hard.
Bird is through. Bird is through. Van Dorn is up to 4th.
The old production leaves a bit to be desired sometimes, doesn't it, with these camera angles? Come on. Right, he's through. Good. Good lad.
Come on, use that boost.
So now he could well get on the old podium, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, 11 minutes and change. We have a yellow flag. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what that is for, but our top 10 at this stage is as follows. Vern leads Degrassi, Vries, Bird, and Van Dorn in the top 5. In 6 is Evans with Fringe, Verline, Buemi, and Gunter in the second half.
It's got to be the damage on that car for that yellow flag, surely.
It's cleared already, so perhaps it was just for a particular area and everyone's clear and they've been able to...
Oh, someone's going for a boot. That's a white.
Jeez.
That's a bit of a cheeky angle for the boost.
Well, isn't it? I'm surprised they gave him that. Oh, there's one out.
Yeah, Mortara, I believe that is, has retired.
Yeah.
No, that's Dennis. Mortara's in the pit.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that was Dennis that stopped. Which means Roland's made a place. Hey,
boyo.
So, yeah, that's it. The top 2 have used all their attack modes, and they're so close at the moment.
Bird's up to 4th, yep. Correct, Alex?
10 minutes to go.
I know you're slightly behind me on the stream, so watch this bounce from Vern as he comes across.
Oof.
That bounce is insane.
Jeez. That's where they're saying that it's possible that using the overpower, where they could be like still on the power, but because no wheels on the road, it's overpowering.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the bounce at Monaco where they always go left around it and then back around for the corner.
Yes.
Team Radio have just encouraged Degrassi to try and take first place, so we'll see if he
Look at that. The top
becomes
four
more
are
aggressive.
all so close.
Yeah, 2 Jaguars in the top 4 as well. Oh no, he's not. So he's dropped back as Evans. My bad.
Yeah, we do have a procession in the top 4.
Ooh.
De Vries is blocking Bird heavily.
The thing is, the more he blocks Bird, the further away they'll get from the front 2.
Yeah, and you'd assume the more battery you'd use as well, because you're having to cover more ground waving around, so you're going to really affect your battery power.
Instant involving... Oh, no, that's right. Degrassi, yeah. And
Degrassi and De Vries, yeah.
That's when he was tapping him, isn't it? A bit like in sort of NASCAR where they tap him along the straight and say, come on, come on.
If they get drive-throughs, that means Bird's instantly in second.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be nice.
Which means he can still fight for first.
The top 5 are now out of the attack zone and are all on 24% battery remaining. Evans in 6th.
Yes, look at that! Bird up in 3rd. That was a beautiful move.
I'm still waiting. Oh, yeah.
Bird is the word.
Bird.
Bird is the 3rd.
That's the content people are here for.
And the other Jags moving forward as well. Evans.
Mitch Evans, American driver.
He is in the attack zone, so he's got the boost where none of his forerunners have it, so that could come into play.
Could be a Jaguar 2-3 at the moment.
That'd be nice. Okay, makes sense. So,
yeah,
this is very tight around the corners.
Yeah.
7 minutes left.
Yeah, Sam Bird's a tiny little bit less energy, so he might have to.
Well played, Mitch Evans.
Oh, look at that! Up into 4th.
Nicely done.
Beautiful move. And there's me saying there's not much overtaken on these tight right-hand corners. Jaguars have been on it all race.
They do just try and force it in as tight into the corner as possible, don't they? And not allow the person they're undertaking to take the corner.
These very aggressive.
Degrassi is in 1st. He's just taken first from Vern.
Yep, good move, good move.
6 minutes
full send
and a half remaining. Our
He
top
had
5
that so easily.
Is Degrassi leading Vern, Bird, Evans, and De Vries. De Vries is down in 5th now.
Good old Alan McNish there, excellent one driver.
Was it De Vries or Degrassi that was at risk of having to do a drive-through penalty?
Degrassi.
Both? Okay, well, that's going to end terribly for De Vries if he has to now take a drive-through penalty on top of dropping all of these positions. It could be a win for Bird.
That'd be nice.
He's still got Vern in the way, but Vern doesn't seem to be
a bit slippy in that corner.
Managing the overtakes very well is the thing here. He can't defend as well.
Definitely not.
Come on, Bird, foot down, son. Oof. So 6 minutes. So what are they doing now?
Evans down to 18%, Bird 19%.
Should be enough to get them across.
They're all there or thereabouts, right the way down to 9th. Rast has got 20%, so only a touch more. But there are no attack modes remaining now as Evans expires. Gunther and Blomqvist have got 15 seconds left. Cassidy has just taken the last attack zone of the race. He's got the full 4 minutes left. We've got some fan boosts though. Van Dorn in 6th is now using his fan boost. It hasn't been used until now apparently, but this has lit us up in green.
Bird still has his as well.
Yeah, he's going to have to use that the last 5 minutes, I would have thought.
It's already paying dividends for Van Dorn. He's up to 5th already. Oh, here is a crash. There is a crash.
It's all right, we're waiting.
The Mercedes have collided and are in the wall.
Oh, Degrassi's knackered as well.
We have a yellow flag. As soon as things settle, I'll update you on the field.
Bird's up the
Van
second.
Dorn is out. Van Dorn is done. Is Van Dorn a Mercedes?
Yeah, it was the two Mercs that collided.
There you go.
Safety cars coming out.
That's the end of that then.
Full course yellow flag. I assume that means the race is over.
Well,
I mean, safety car will be out. Yeah.
For the rest, I assume. Is that what that means?
You'd think so. Well, it isn't what it means. It just means safety cars out. But I would imagine with 4 minutes left, they might not get that cleaned up in time. So what happened? Because
it's basically like a virtual safety car, speed limit of 50 kilometers an hour.
Okay. Right. So to update you, for those who aren't watching live with us, the top 10 after that smash and grab is now as follows. Vern leads the race with Bird and Evans in second and third place. Fringe in fourth. Buemi, Rast, Verline, Lynn, Lotterer and Gunther filling out the rest of the top 10. So that has been good for the Brits. That is what we were expecting to happen as a result of the drive-through penalty.
Failure.
But we got it through a crash instead.
Oh, he lost it. He lost it.
And took his teammate out at the same time.
Yep. Yeah, massively. Yeah, that's unlucky for the second Mercedes there.
Just jumped on it and he's just took him out there.
Yep.
A Merc took out a Merc. You love to see it.
Hasn't happened for a while since Hamilton and old Rosberg.
And then, Degrassi went out with the drive shaft failure.
Just fully smashed him.
Oh, here we go. This will be interesting. There's
I thought
nothing
it
you can do
happened in
about
the middle of the pack. No, this was...
No.
Jesus.
This was in the kind of 5th and 6th position, right? Is that where that happened, roughly?
Yeah, 5th and 6th.
Yes.
Yeah, so it wasn't quite the middle of the pack.
Nothing you can do about that, unfortunately.
Jaeger wants Bird or Evans to win. I don't think we're going to see much change to this top 10 now as a result of the...
Yeah, we might get one lap if
they
can shift the one car, but...
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't see it.
Yeah, Degrassi was already going back through the field.
There you go. That's where the drive shaft goes. For Degrassi when he was leading.
And then when the Merc tries to go around him, he bounces and takes him out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
There.
But even so, I don't see how it took out first. It didn't take out first. The Vern was leading the race already.
Degrassi was leading, but his drive shaft went.
He
was coming back.
Van Dorn tried to get round. That's what then forced him to lose it, and that then took out the other Mercedes.
Correct.
Who's got half of the decorations all over him.
No.
Why is Merc taking this so?
We've got 1 minute and 18 seconds left, and there is still a Merc on the track. We are not resuming this race unless the rules allow for a lap after the safety car comes in, but that seems unlikely given that this is a battery-based sport and they've got power to worry about.
No, I don't think we'll get it done in a minute at all.
So we are probably looking at our final top 10 here.
That must have been that yellow from earlier, where he just lost it and
carried on.
Yeah, that's a big old spin. It's a good job no one else was around, and then bang!
Would have done the same, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Right, with 30 seconds left, I am going to call it and give you our final top 10 once again. Vern in first, Bird second, Evans third, Fringe fourth, Buemi fifth, Rast sixth, Verline seventh, Lynn eighth, Lotterer ninth, Gunther 10th. In 11th, Cassidy.
Even after that spin.
Even after the spin. 11th, Cassidy. 12th, Blonkfist. 13, Nato. Is it Nato or Nato? Do we know?
Nato.
14th, Roland. He managed to get back up to 14th after having to drop all the way down to the back. Muller, 15th. And Set Kamara, 16th. Do we know what the change in colour means? Does that mean they're out of the points or they're not able to race tomorrow? What does that... the difference in blue for the top 16 and white for 17 to 23? Is that, or are they out? They're the outs.
They're out.
I got there myself. Apologies.
It's all right.
It's odd seeing a Mini at the front. Mini as a safety car. I mean, it looks cool, but...
Hang on, they are talking about keeping it going to not finish under yellows here.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might do that one last lap.
They've
got the battery for it.
They have an extra lap. Okay. Here it comes then. Perhaps that wasn't our final field. Let's see what we get from Bird and Evans. Can they make a push for first?
No, yeah, this is it.
That's it.
This is that one lap.
Yeah, because
the time's up.
On the live tracking, the cars were still going, so I thought perhaps they are going to have another go, but no, obviously not. That's a shame. Because I have to say, I was enjoying that, which I didn't expect to. I'll be quite honest.
Some really good wheel-to-wheel racing there.
Great race for Jag, finishing second and third.
Does well for Sam Bird's championship points.
Here's a discussion for you, gents. Kara says, a drive-through penalty for overuse of boost seems too harsh. Discuss.
It's no different to if you're in Formula 1, if your fuel rate is too high, you get disqualified. This is a similar kind of thing, I think, as I see it. I mean, they've all got to play by the same rules. So if we didn't have any rules, where would we be? I'm not going to cut that, but I think that's what it is. I think it's fair. If you break the rules, you get a penalty for it. It's
Duff, do you agree?
Yeah, totally.
It is harsh. I get it, but if you break the rules, then that's they all know the punishment for it. I think so. It's
very
it's,
well.
It's
then.
like if you overtake off the track, you can't complain about it because you're off the track. Said it's if we hark back to Max and Lewis the other week, Max complains about it, but there's no point complaining about it because the rules are written for a reason. It's as much as I don't think he should have passed him anyway, but never mind. Don't get me started. It was last night, so I won't get started.
Okay, so that brings this race to a conclusion. I will just open it to you for final thoughts and your impressions of that race in general and Formula E in general. Duff, start us off.
Yeah, great race. Nice wheel-to-wheel action, which we're obviously not massively used to in Formula 1 at the moment. I did say it'll be a bit crashy and smashy, and I think we got that. Mm-hmm. I love the Mario Kart thing. I think that made such a difference. It really did. And looking forward to tomorrow's race.
And race?
Yeah, I think I echo that, to be honest. I wasn't overly excited about the race, to be honest. I thought, let's give it a go. But I came in with an open mind. I think the shorter race is good. Yeah, it's 45 minutes of your day, not 2 hours. Action-packed, yes, definitely. Did I enjoy the Super Mario Kart element and the extra boost? Yes, I think I did, actually. Going into this, I was thinking my enjoyment would be around a 4 out of 10, but I think I'd push that up to maybe a 7.5. So I look forward to tomorrow's race and see. I mean, even Diego and Alex have enjoyed it, so
yes, always be chatting, saying if F1 was like this, I would watch F1 more. There you go.
The only thing that I think the difference is in F1, the front wing probably costs more than half of that car.
Yeah.
Which is why there's so little, like in Formula 2, they're always nudging each other and like this. But if you did that in Formula 1, you're either going to burst a tyre because everything's super sharp, or you're going to cause, I don't know, £500,000 worth of damage.
Yeah,
is that an argument?
As much.
Is that an argument for Formula 1 or an argument against Formula 1?
I think it's an argument for the difference between the two.
Yes, right. Well put. I was thinking the same.
Because you're not going to get as much wheel-to-wheel action because there's more chance of you coming out of it bad. Which is why Formula One back in the day you had so much wheel-to-wheel action, because the front wings were the same. They were just one barge, and that was it. And they were solid as hell. Now there's such fine carbon fibre to get the air to move so differently. I think it's a negative for Formula One. I think we need to get rid of that and go more to power, like it used to be. Which is, what the rule changes are there to do.
So the rule changes for next year of Formula One are to encourage Formula One cars to go sort of closer to each other through corners and all the rest of it, which is what they're aiming to do. A bit like how that chassis is sort of standardized in Formula E. Formula One will never be like that, but it's moving a lot closer to it to try and make it a little bit closer. I'm always going to be a Formula One man, but I did enjoy that. Like I enjoyed the NASCAR the other week. I like all motorsport, to be honest. I'll watch anything with an engine, be it lawnmower racing to tuk-tuk racing that we saw the other day on Twitter, or anything. But
stay tuned for the Effing Racing Show tuk-tuk racing special. That's going to happen at some point.
Hey, mate, that's
just need to find it. But to answer your question, always be chatting. The race was 45 minutes plus 1 lap. I think the end would have been a little more thrilling were it not for that crash to wipe out the last 4 minutes and final lap with a safety car. But yes,
definitely.
But no, I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed it as well, you can come back tomorrow for the second Formula E race of the weekend. Same track. I assume it's the same drivers, and is there another qualification session, or is there going to be a grid based on this race?
Based on this race, I believe, although I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on it, but I think it's based on the results of this race. There is another practice session, I think, in the morning, a brief one, but I think it's based on the grid.
Lovely.
The results of this race.
Okay,
because we're all learning together here, team. And
absolutely, yeah. And I'll just bring up the schedule so you can see the time of that. The race is set to begin at midday British Standard Time, so we'll probably kick off slightly before that, like we did today, just to make sure we've got all the updates ready to go. But as far as today is concerned, if Reese is awake, that is,
sorry, just tomorrow there is practice, qualifying, and a race.
Oh wow! Okay.
So each weekend is on the Saturday you have practice 1, practice 2, qualifying, and a race. And then on the Sunday, you have another practice, qualifying, and a race. So each race is a full qualifying and race, practice, qualifying, race.
Sweet.
So perhaps stay tuned to our social media, the Effing Racing Show on Facebook, and we can provide updates for times and things if people want to watch the practice and qualifying before they join us at midday tomorrow.
Practice is 7 a.m.
No, thanks. Right.
Qualifying is 9 a.m.
That's possibly a bit better. Yeah.
And the race is at normal time.
I don't mind watching quali. Race is at 12, isn't it? I think.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Right, let me just finish off what's coming up on the Primetime Streaming Network before we close.
Oh, look at the sparks you get when you come first.
So at 6:30 p.m. tonight, it's Yakuza Like a Dragon from Mama S. That's 2:30 p.m. Eastern in the States. And at 7:30 p.m, Always Be Chatting, who's in the chat with us, enjoying the Formula E alongside. We'll go back to chatting for a second. More than a second, in fact. The entire stream. And that kicks off at 7:30 p.m. BST, which can't be 2:30 p.m. Eastern because that would be the same time. Hang on. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. He is at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Mama S is at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Didn't spot that till now. And then join us for the Effing Racing Show tomorrow at 12, and I'll take you through what else you can find on that stream. Well, gents, that brings today to a close. Thank you to everyone that joined us. I hope you enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to more Formula E as the year goes on.
Yeah, I think we should definitely try and do a few races.
Yes. Yeah.
I think we should try and do a poll as well if someone can suggest a type of racing that we should watch at least one race of.
Yeah, we're already doing tuk-tuk. You don't need to suggest that. Yeah. That's happening.
Tuk Tuk's going to be hilarious.
Whether it's lawnmower or was it like rally cross or something like that? Snow rally.
I was thinking about the soapbox derby would be hilarious to do one day.
Yeah,
because it's still racing.
Nice.
It is. Yeah, it's racing. Absolutely.
To be fair, I think we should do a Effing Race Show soapbox.
Oh God, can you imagine? Can you imagine? But, I think
when they do the London one, I think we should do one.
Always Be Chatting is going to race Captain Brilliant across Europe. I definitely think we could be along for the ride and commentate that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
They can send us our footage and we'll commentate along with it.
I think it's been a really positive thing to sort of diversify the different motorsports we're doing.
Yeah.
Like that dirt race the other week, I really enjoyed it. That was fantastic.
Oh, great fun.
Right, good racing. And even, I think we should do a proper NASCAR race as well. Maybe not one of the 500s, but like a normal NASCAR race or like a track race for IndyCar. Because there's IndyCar on as well. That's nearly every weekend.
Another thing I wouldn't mind watching a race for is DTM.
Yeah, DTM is very good. Or WEC.
Yeah.
The World Endurance Championship, because there's some good drivers in that, like Davidson and other people.
There's a lot of the Japanese supercars that are live on YouTube.
Yeah, no, that was my my suggestion. Really, is perhaps we focus on the things that are more accessible to our audience and are free to air, so that they can join in with us. And definitely, we'll get involved with some different things.
The other one I thought of was the Bathurst race with the Aussie Super Touring cars. That's a good race as well.
Ooh.
And Le Mans.
The V8s.
Yeah.
The Aussie V8s. Oh, they're amazing.
Fantastic to watch. And
they do the Ute V8s as well.
Yes.
They're brilliant. They are brilliant.
Well smart. And I think we should do Le Mans as well. Not the whole 24 hours, but jump in and out.
Yeah, maybe a bit at the beginning, a bit in the middle, and a bit at the end.
Did you say 24-hour stream, Jess? Can you imagine that?
And on that note, I will start to play the music to close us out before I get roped into something that I really don't want to be getting involved in, like 24 hours. We'll see you tomorrow. Sorry, we are off. We're going to raid somebody playing Formula 1 2020.
Wicked. That's a good idea.
So drop in, say hello, let them know where you've come from, tell them what an awesome time you've had watching Formula E with us on the Effing Racing Show. And we will see you tomorrow. Say goodbye, Reese.
Goodbye, Reese.
And say goodbye, Duff. Cheers, thank you very much. Good afternoon.
See you.